Could miscarriage in the US be illicit? How's the issue creature typed in searching engines through the planet, as human beings expect to see who CEO Donald Trump card announces as his appointment for the U.S. high trial. Same's previous pledge to designate a pro-life magistrate. With Judiciary Anthony Kennedy announced his resignation, questions include been grown above if his replace will coup Roe v. Sneak. How milestone high trial governing legalized miscarriage through the U.S. in 1973. Since Roe v. Sneak was a high trial governing, it governs the entire of the U.S. as a nationality. Yet, every of the 50 state as well employs its own rules and practices while it comes to provided female in the stock option to cease a pregnant. At the time, these rules can't contravene the precedents how was set by Roe v. Sneak, how a female has a order to cease her pregnant by the liberty of private selection in household matters, as secured by the 14th correction of the U.S. Basic Law. In the lack of Roe v. Sneak, a female's accessing to miscarriage would be struck by the country she lives in. Eventually, in largest, but not all, state, a ban is hardly go in instant impact. In Niner state, consisting the area of Columbia, the order to miscarriage is at hazard of losing, and in 19 state, the order to miscarriage appears safe, it says. With a choice of state as examples, the is how the high trial's next attitude to Roe v. Sneak could influence female residing through the U.S. The is since it is one of 4 persons state to include as called flop laws already in location. These are laws that lie in expect, just upcoming in impact following else law or governing is corrected or inverted. Louisiana has an miscarriage ban. How will springtime inactivity this instantaneous or quickly following Roe is inverted, on to the Center for Reproduction Rights. The ban would not need any legislative activity to go in impact if Roe were reversed. Bounded exceptions would be done, for sample, to rescue the lifetime of the mom, but in all some cases doctors could person up to 10 years in jail and a penalty of $100,000 for provided an miscarriage. Some state in such flop laws are Polar Dakota, Southward Dakota, and Mississippi. Commentators include sharpened out how miscarriage rights include already been rolling behind in lot state, and more than limiting country laws include done access a legislative completion more than hard. In 2017, 19 state gun 63 miscarriage restrictions. 29 state now include quite restrictions to be deliberate enemy to miscarriage rights by the study team Guttmacher Institution. National, the quantity of clinics has immersed in the recent 10 years. 7 state are now downward to fair a meantime, opponents of miscarriage outcry external of clinics, hard to convince patients searching and miscarriage not to go via in the order. Mr. Davis, a dad of 3 who defines oneself as a powerful believer, conducted portion in vigils in Louisiana. Which we attention on is not definitely tipping Roe v. Sneak night, he told. In each female how changes her reason following speaking to us or vision us prayer, Roe v. Sneak is inverted in a local force. 1 female, 1 infant at a period. In another place, accountable of bullying tactic and threats include escalated, on to the Domestic Miscarriage Federation, NAF, a vocational associate for miscarriage doctors how has been compiling statistic with 1977. Threats of abuse or die nearly dual at clinics in 2017 time violation cases more than rather than tripled of a year over. At the contrary end of the scope is California, wherever population are recognized to include the low hazard of loser miscarriage accessing in the occasion of Roe v. Sneak creature inverted, on to the Center for Reproduction Rights. There, miscarriage is secured by the country basic law, individually of Fed Constitution rights. Miscarriage would go on to be secured in these state though if Roe bring down, the center says. Montana, Minnesota, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Mexico, Alaska, and Florida include such protections. In supplement, California has gone laws that firmly defend a female's order to search and miscarriage. Some state in such laws, but no constitution protect, involve Maine, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, Connecticut, Maryland, Delaware, and Hawaii. These laws would go on to ensure for female searching miscarriage but are seen as less than safe rather than constitution protect by the Center for Reproduction Rights Planned Paternity, a guideline U.S. campaigning team and supplier of reproduction health, has speak out in supporting of Roe v. Sneak, an ongoing legislative accessing to miscarriage as the discussion on who will be equipped to the high trial continues. To more than rather than 40-year, accessing to secure and legislative miscarriage has been the law of the earth and the order to monitoring yours flesh is insignificant as freedom. On the range among Louisiana and California sits Wyoming, sometime close the medium. Time it doesn't include laws love Louisiana, that could ban miscarriage if Roe v. Sneak is inverted, it as well doesn't include any laws how ensure further protections, love California. Members of Wyoming's by the government and country lawmakers are for the largest portion against choice, importance, in theory, they could supporting plans to limit accessing to miscarriage. About 926,200 abortions were executed in the U.S. in 2014, onto the Guttmacher Institution's largest latter information. At 2014 miscarriage rates, 1 in 20 female, 5%, in the U.S. will include an miscarriage by age 20, on 1 in 5, 19%, by age 30 and on 1 in 4 persons, 24%, by age 45. The three largest overall reasons taking into account by female for possessing and miscarriage were anxiety for or liability to some individuals, the failure to provide increase a kid, and the faith how possessing a infant would hinder in job, high school, or the capacity to thoroughness for dependence. Part told they did not wish to be a solitary parental or were possessing problems in their man or affiliate.